Good afternoon and welcome inside the Amherst Stadium here as we get set for a puck drop in this crossover action between the Rothesay Netherwood Riverhawks and the Kings Edgehill Highlanders as puck drop moments away, and we are underway here inside the Amherst Stadium live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Crothers. Thanks for tuning in. Special shout out to former RNS hockey player, played with me up in Fredericton for a couple years, Elliot Bergbauer, tuning in all the way from Florida here this afternoon as we are live on High Button Sports as the Kings try to work it in over the line. Elliot drove me to school for many practices and games. My first year junior, didn't have a car, so he was my taxi, my team taxi. So shout out to him who's tuning in all the way from Florida, and he's a former alumni here of the Riverhawks. As Peltier has at the point, he'll walk in, shot there, save. As that'll come off the blocker. Starting in net for the Kings Edgehill Highlanders, number 31, Keaton Party gets the nod here this afternoon. Here in this crossover between these two leagues. 200 feet down from him, getting the nod for the Riverhawks is number 30, Cesar Della Santina. Santina will be in between the pipes of quite a big goaltender here as he'll get to see a shot of him down there in between the pipes. He's crouched over and his head's still well above the crossbar there. He stands up straight. You see a good shot of him. His name bar well over the crossbar as it's worked in. McMullen down the end wall. He gets pinched off. Good job taking away the body there was Jack Ogden for the Kings Edgehill Highlanders. Ogden in the corner trying to battle it up the wall. Now he does. It finds the stick of Doyle, who will work it up here over the line. McAvoy on the dish from Doyle will dump it in. McAvoy forechecking. Dunlap. He'll wear the C this year for RNS. The Riverhawks, as they work it back. Here's a chance off the skate and cleared out. Couldn't seem to find the stat line. Well, I guess the stat line, I should say the record for RNS coming into the season. I was fortunate enough to find the Kings Edgehill Highlanders. They come into the year 5-17 on the year. Hannah stretch pass and behind him, offside. He'll have to go touch the blue and tag back up. Picked up Dunlap through the neutral zone over the blue line on his forehand. Dunlap centers off the skate and in behind the Highlanders net. Now worked back up to the point. Here's a chance, shot on, tipped wide as the shot of Gorman got tipped wide. As that stretch pass went off the skate of Cruz, who works it out front. Here's a shot sent wide. So I think a block there from the defenseman Marcus Wolf helped out his goaltender there as that shot ended up off the marker. Sent right back in. And the Riverhawks look to get on the forecheck. A delayed offside will hold them up from doing so as that puck chipped out by Hannah through the neutral zone. Riverhawks gain it back. Here's Henricks over the line. He'll cut back, slow things down. Henricks cycles it down low, too far to the reach of McFadden. He'll get rimmed around by Jaeger Hand, who gets it out into the neutral zone all the way down in front of the RNS net. Chipped up into the neutral zone once again and sent right back in. Robertson faked a check over on the far side on Jack Ogden, who was ready for it on the dump in. Headman pass, Cole chips it in on his backhand. He'll give chase. Ogden back to it first. He'll pick it up on his backhand, leave it there. Trying to chip it around the man and break free was Liam Nash, who got bumped off the puck but worked it up into the neutral zone. Cut into the middle. Heads up, that's a big fella there. That's number 88, Casper Costlia. One of the international students at Kings Edgehill. Saw there on their roster. Is that shot on, blockered away, and set up in behind their net. There by the forward, actually, who gained that puck. That was Drew Moores. Moores up through the neutral zone and over the line. Moores takes it down on his forehand, dishing it down and below. Trying to get to it first. Picked off, but ended up on the stick of Cole, who tried to center for Robertson out front. Ends up on the half wall. Robertson now works it in behind the net. One hand pokes it up for more. Half wall center, Cole. Shot wide. McClement, far side. He'll walk to the middle. On his backhand, McClement dishes. Peltier looking across ice. He finds Robertson. Shot glove save. Rebound into the corner. Steered up the wall. Far side, Robertson. Down low for Cole. Cole back up the wall. Robertson takes a bump, using his body to protect the puck, but loses it now, and that'll be picked up and worked up here by Betts. Not out though. Shot tipped on and glove save, and Cole, little cross check there in front. He was waiting for the rebound, but a nice tip, high tip in the slot area, and up for the task there. Keaton Party holds the puck on for a whistle and a face-off to his blocker side. 14:48 remaining, just over 5 minutes has expired here in the opening period. Centering pass just out of the reach, but it'll be poked down into the corner and given chase there by Spurl. As it's worked back here over the line, Warren takes a bump for his efforts, trying to get it around the defenseman. Can't do so as it's worked back here. RNS, the Riverhawks come. Smith to the middle, intercepted, trying to clear over on the far side was Green Lewis. Van Green Lewis turns the puck over. Smith shot blocked, I think, in front there. Might have hit his own teammate. Worked back to the point. Dunlap holds the line. Dunlap shot picked off cleanly, almost like a pass, and chipped out into the neutral zone, where Spurl picks it up over the line. Spurl walks in, shot there right into the chest and held on to. No rebound. There's a rebound, might have kicked out there after the whistle, and it'll be a face-off to the blocker of Keaton Party. Fresh five out for the Riverhawks here. Looking down at the bench, defense coach for the Riverhawks, actually former Halifax McDonald, former Amherst Rambler, so some familiar faces definitely seeing as Nick Ewell in behind the bench here, continuing his hockey journey in St. John. That puck centered, far side, walk in, shot, Gorman scores! And Gorman has the first goal of the game, and the Riverhawks lead by 1. What a point shot there, walking in and letting it go. Nash Gorman snaps one home from the point, and he has the first goal of the game. Oh, McFadden went first, so McFadden maybe got a stick on it. So we'll wait to hear the official call. McFadden went first in the line. Gorman with the shot. We'll wait to see the official call, but 24 and 41 definitely in on the goal. So it was tipped on the way through. The point shot from Gorman got deflected by number 41. Broden McFadden. Here's a chance. Henriques can't get it all the way. Gorman, another shot fanned on. Now the second attempt, steered up in a high into the mesh, out of play. So McFadden's going to get the goal. Assist is going to go to Gorman, who let the puck go. So 13:23 here remaining in the opening period. A 1-goal lead for RNS on a point shot from Nash Gorman. Got deflected and found its way to the back of the net. And the Riverhawks lead by 1. Cruz out front. Henriques battling for it. In the feet. Puck still loose, says the official. Now it's whistled down. Scramble in front. Party found it and holds on for a rebound, or for a whistle. Good little flow to this game here so far. The Riverhawks seem to be controlling the early goings of the play. Jeff Lewis, a longtime RNS coach, still behind the bench for them. Good to see him. Caught up with him pre-game. As here's a chance for Kings, back the other way. Highlanders shot there, set wide past the pad of the starting goaltender, Della Santina. As that puck now worked up, Caddy's trying to center, worked back. Here's a stretch pass, got picked off at center. And the Riverhawks are gonna have to slow things down. McClemick will backhand it in all the way down. Wolf, reverse, and that'll be picked up and moved out. Turgeon Casely hits the man. Here's Betts dishing it wide. Here's a cross ice pass off the skate and into the neutral zone. Across the Amherst Rambler logo. Puck battled for, centered. And a nice hit there. Sticking with it. McClement at the point, shot there as it got fought off by the blocker, this time of Party. Pelche now at the point. Has Smith in the slot. He'll let a shot go. Fans on second attempt. Shot on. Rebound loose. And Party holds on now for a whistle. Pelche was barely. And it looks like it'll be a penalty here. And it looks like it's going to be number 26 heading to the box. It's going to be Reed LaRue. Or no, that's going to be Doyle, number 96. So Alex Doyle's going to sit 2 minutes, I think, for head contact. Wait to hear the official call, but 2 minutes on the board. And an RNS Riverhawks power play upcoming here. 12:09 remaining in the opening frame. Dunlap will be out there. Dax Lewis is going to get the nod here. Dax a call up for the Riverhawks this season. Out there on the power play, Dunlap. So it shows their faith in the young call up in Dax Lewis as Dunlap controls it. Back for Lewis. Lewis takes his time. He'll walk it in, dish it for Dunlap. He'll kick it down low, as that'll be controlled in the corner and kicked out. Spurl down in behind the net. Controlled, worked around Dawson. Finds Smith, who finds Dunlap here on the short side. Bobbled the puck, still with it. Dunlap into the corner. Down below the goal line, Dunlap gets taken out of the equation. On a reverse hand, back to Smith. Smith walks the middle, makes a little head fake. He'll walk it down, try to make a move around a man. He'll take him out of the equation. Could be a hook there as the stick got up and into the arms. Dunlap at the point. He'll wank it off the wall. Smith walks it up over top. The circle shot, scores, and pops the bottle. What a shot there. And the bottle goes flying into the corner. Gavin Smith on a power play goal makes it 2-0 for the Riverhawks. No doubt about that one. On a no tip there, Smith beat him cleanly, and the bottle goes flying. Gavin Smith popping the bottle here on the Sunday afternoon. And it's not 5 o'clock yet, folks, and the bottle's already popped here in Amherst. Face off, battled for here. High stick, taken away. One back, Romainen works it back, up the wall, or up the middle, sorry, off the skate of Cole. Here's Romainen, getting stepped up on there by Wolf, just inside the blue line. Wolf had Nash, he'll play it over to the far side, getting to center and dumping it in. That's Jagger Han. Or sorry, that's Jack Ogden. Reversing, down low, that is the captain, Liam Thomas Buffus. Beefus shot there, sent wide. Wolf will step in on the wall. He'll cycle it down low off the skate up to Cole on the half wall, who will work it now into the neutral zone. Cole has 4 with him. He'll drop it down low as McFadden open the scoring. He'll get taken out of the equation. Worked up, Beefus. That'll get kicked wide now. Here's Nash. Hit the trailer, here's a shot there. That goes right up off the shoulder pad. Back to the point and held in at the line. Good job there. Stepping up was Turgeon. McFadden, far side on the half wall, takes his time and space with the puck. He'll flip it into the neutral zone. Bouncing over the stick of Turgeon all the way back onto near the goal is Han. Worked it up the wall. Stretch pass, tipped away. Good job to get a stick on it. There was the defender, McClement. As that puck now worked up, trying to work it around was Moores. Good defensive play there from his backside to take away that was Han. As it's picked up. Back through the neutral zone. Betts slides it to the middle. Here's a chance. Doyle shot there. Up for the task with the big chest save. In between the pipes, Della Santina making the stop. As that's cut back here and dished over. Pelche across the red line, over the blue line. He'll dish it back over. Here's a chance. Shot there. In front, off the skate, and Pelche off the skate and buries it home. Great feed out in front from Moores, and a 3-0 lead now for RNS. The Riverhawks commanding the play here. They have 8 shots on goal, 3 flying in the back of the net here so far, and Pelche making it 3-0. Puck here back at center ice. Kings looking to get on the board. They get center, dumping it in. So Moores will pick up the assist as Pelche got it from Moores, worked it through the neutral zone, dished it out to Moores. He worked it down low, centered from in behind the net, onto the skate, and then into the net, off the stick. So skate to stick right in front of it. The goal line quickly was Pelche, and he'll bury it home. 3-0 lead RNS. The Riverhawks commanding lead here just over halfway through the first period. That'll be worked up into the neutral zone. Nash with a nice move around one. He'll get the blue line and dump it in. Dunlap got left there by Della Santina as it's worked back up over the blue line. Robertson. Dawson's got to stop up as an offside call here. Kings looking to get going. Kings Edgehill Highlanders coming into the game 5-17. They have a 3-goal deficit here in the first period. Worked back, stepping up. Nice job to keep it in. Is now Dawson, short side, has the man up the middle. Here's a chance on a breakaway off the stick of Kazu. And in the corner, back the other way, here come the Highlanders. Up to the neutral zone, dish to the far side. Taking his time, getting over the blue lining and chipping it in. It's going to be the Highlanders, but it'll be controlled right up here for Dawson. Over the blue line, Dawson with some speed, stops up, sets things down. Over, cross ice. Here's a shot from the Riverhawks that goes off the side of the net and up and out of play. Cameron Spurl letting that shot go. So a point shot that got tipped in, a shot clean, pop in the bottle, and then a pass from in behind the goal line that ended up going out in front. And still with 7.5 minutes left on the clock. The Riverhawks lead 3-0 here in the first. Puck chipped up into the neutral zone. Clements just inside his zone will now wheel it back over the blue line. Clements down low. Clements in behind the goal. Wraparound attempt. Back to the slot. Save there. Rebound picked up, and that'll be collected and worked back to the neutral zone by the Highlanders. Hand works it up ahead, too far the reach of Green Lewis, who will now have to go all the way back. Here's a chance out in front. Spurl. As it's knocked and poked away from him. Spurl trying to get it. Puck over to him now on the far side. Shot there just wide past the blocker. Stick out of the hands. As Pelche, the most recent goal scorer for the Riverhawks, keeps it in. Dawson walks across the middle. Toe drags around one. Dawson to his backhand. Down low, centering pass. And that puck just goes wide on a backhand shot by Spurl. Dawson cuts over top of the circles. Into the slot. Dawson shot. Off the post, and Spurl buries home the rebound, and they lead 4-0. Spurl capitalizes on the rebound as it went off the post. Keaton Purdy couldn't find it, and Spurl did. He buries it home. The 4-0 lead here now for RNS. And a timeout called by the Kings Edgehill Highlanders. Here we'll be back in 30 seconds time. And we're back here to action inside the Amherst Stadium. RNS out to a commanding 4-0 lead here in the first period. Still 6 minutes-ish left on the clock here. As it's worked back here, the Highlanders call a timeout to settle things down. They look to get back on the attack here and get on the board. Mishandled. That'll be Ogden in behind his own net. A little bit of pressure. Stops up using his net as protection. Finds out to Nash. Nash kicks it up ahead. Buffus sends it down in. And that'll be an offside call. Charge to the Highlanders. In there forechecking was Casper Kolisa. Offside charge to the Highlanders here. They try to get some momentum back the other way. They trail by 4. Face off just below us in front of the RNS bench. Puck won back and sent right in by Han. Lewis, D to D. Dunlop turns it over off the skate of the official. Han, shot, blocked by Henricks and up and out of play. Will stop the play as Henricks got his stick in there. Betts will dig in, offensive zone draw. Battled for, here's a chance in front. Can't bury it past the pad. Does a great job there once again. Cesar Della Santina shutting the door. Stepped up there, hand at the red line. Trying to get it back in deep. Puck here, kind of playing a little ping pong back and forth. Romain and works it back. He gets it back on a little hinge play. Cross ice pass. Ends up on the stick. Centers. Here's Henricks. Shot there. Sent wide past the glove. Held in. Romainen. Good job there to hold the line. Down for Henricks. Centering pass off the skate. Back here for Romainen. Shot there. Glove save. Held on to. No rebound. That'll stop play here for whistle. And a face off to the glove hand side of starting goaltender Keaton Party. In between the pipes here this afternoon. Watching on from the bench, number 74, Mikko Robichaud on the bench here today for the Highlanders. Nash in the neutral zone, loses the handle of it, and it's back. Romainen in his own zone, works it up the wall and chip back. Here's the other way. Dawson over the blue line. Dawson stops up, centering pass in front. McFadden can't backhand it to the intended target as it's worked back here by the Highlanders over the blue line. Worked down and low. A delayed call here coming up from the back official. We'll wait to see the call as it looks like it's going to be a hooking call here. 34 white. That's going to be Robertson off for a hook on the back check now. So the Highlanders have a power play here trying to get on the board. Face off, one back to the point. Betts under his stick. He'll send it down in the corner. McClements picked it off. Now worked back. Here's Betts at the point. Shot there. Blocker save into the behind the goal line. Work back here. Betts, cross ice pass into the far corner. Pelche, he'll try to rim it around. That's blocked, and a big hit there by McClements on the kill. As the RNS squad trying to kill off this penalty. Worked up here. Beefus over to the far side. Centering pass. Here's a chance. Betts rebound out to the slot and cleared away into the neutral zone. Highlanders work it up through the middle of the ice. Turgeon drops it. Spurl in there. Here's a chance back the other way. Breakaway Spurl. Forehand shot blocker save. Steering it into the corner. Once again up for the task. He's let 4 past him, but Party continuing to kick in between the pipes for the Highlanders. Puck pinned up by Spurl, trying to kill off as much time as he can. Down to 45 seconds remaining here on the power play. For the Highlanders, they'll work it up through the neutral zone over the blue line. Shot there, sent high up into the mesh on a play. Stop the play here, just over 3 minutes remaining. In the opening period, a 4-0 lead for the Riverhawks here. Hanna dig in here on the draw in the offensive zone. He'll win it cleanly back over to the far side. Nash just holds the line. He'll get it down. Dunlop ends it up onto the stick and work back here the other way over the line. McMullen trying to work it around the defender. Can't do so. Work back the other way. Highlanders dumping it in. Hannah on the forecheck, rimming it around. Dunlap to it first, pokes it past him, but to the point. Nash collects it, D. McAvoy working it back down. Here's a chance. McAvoy shot there. Sent high. Dunlap sends it all the way over top of the defender and down. That'll do it for the power play. Puck rimmed around. Cole trying to get another chance for RNS as it's worked back here in the neutral zone. Gorman for Dunlap, D. No icing, as that must have been touched up at near the blue line. As a reverse play there over to the far side. Puck worked back all the way past Gorman into the neutral zone and into the Riverhawk zone. Here's Smith using his net, taking his time and turns it over. Smith ends up with it back though as a loose puck kicked here to Cole. Cross ice sauce pass right onto the tape as it's worked back over the line. Centering past Moores, trying to find this stick of Smith who drove the net. Gorman can't hold the line as it bobbled out. Highlanders off the skate, across the blue line, now it's into the neutral zone. Warren takes a big hit there from Smith. Warren taking a hit to make a play. He dished it down, and now the Highlanders in there on the forecheck. Puck worked back. RNS turns it over though, as that was Romanin trying to make a move in by the ringette line, who turned the puck over as the timeout seeming to work here as heads up. Turgeon had Smith lined up. Far side Smith running over another man. So Smith with a goal and a couple big hits here in the first. Out front, Smith runs into the man. That puck cleared up and into the penalty box, and that'll stop play here. 49 seconds remaining in the opening period. As Smith now to the bench, shaking his hand, but a couple big hits there. Gavin Smith getting involved physically and now on the score sheet as well, as his team leads 4-0. Smith popping the bottle earlier on in the period. That puck back to the point. McClements cycling down low. McClements over to the point. McFadden, who opened the scoring with a tip goal from the shot at the point, cycles it down low. Now back up to the point. McClements will walk across. He'll dish it back to the half wall. Spinning away from one. Dawson still with it. 20 seconds remaining here. Shot tipped and held on to for a whistle. So on the roster online, it says Keaton Party wears number 31. Looking, saw the back side of the jersey. It doesn't look like that is who is in between the pipes. It looks like the last name is Hampstead. It's worked across. Pelche, he has got a goal. Here's a chance in front. Kicked away there. Ogden out to the point. McClements cycling it back down low into the corner. And that should do it here for the opening 20. And after 20 minutes of play, RNS Riverhawks lead the Kings Edgehill Highlanders by a score of 4-0. We'll be back here for the second period of action live on High Button Sports after this 15-minute intermission. Welcome back inside the Amherst Stadium here for second period of action between the Kings Edgehill Highlanders and the RNS River Hawks as we are live on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Logan Carruthers as the River Hawks coming into the second period up by 4. Here to start things off, Captain Ifis will face off there up at center ice for the Highlanders as he'll face off against number 11, Joktan Cadiz, as the RNS squad back in their own zone trying to work things out. Puck in the slot and back the other way. Here comes the Riverhawks dumping it in. There's a chance shot there, blocker save. My apologies. Starting in net today for the Kings Edgehill Highlanders is actually Mikko Robichaud getting the nod here this afternoon. The numbers all jumbled up on their roster online. So was informed that Mikko Robichaud in the between the pipes here for the Highlanders this afternoon. Shout out to the people who came and told me that in the intermission. I wasn't too sure. They said, yeah, something was going on, so they had to switch up some numbers or something like that. Anyways, Robichaud in between the pipes here this afternoon. Betts in the corner in his own zone. McMullen in there in the forecheck, creating havoc as Wolf finds Doyle, who chips it up. Henricks sends it right back down. Henricks trying to get something going offensively here as Cole down low. Cole will backhand it up to the point. Lewis's shot there sent wide. Back here up across the top of the circle. McMullen lost the handle. It gets sent past the stick of Lewis. Out to play things there and settle it down was number 30, Cesar Della Santina, who is definitely in the between the pipes. Got to see the last name and no doubt about that. So Robichaud in between the pipes here for the Highlanders. Here's a chance and Robichaud up for the task. As a couple opportunities coming in front there for the Riverhawks is a shot on and no rebound as that finds in between the pads there of the goaltender in Del Centina. Face-off will stay inside, blocker hand side of Del Centina. Quick chat there, offensive zone draw. Warren will dig in here. He has a chat with his wingers and D-man is Ogden here, just in closest player to you guys on your screen at the bottom. And now a delayed call coming up here as the feet got taken out from Warren, and it looks like it's going to be charged to number 10, Brody Dawson. Or a cross-checking call, actually. No, it's going to be charged to Bowden McFadden. He actually opened the scoring here on a tip on the shot that came from the point off Nash Gorman's stick. Getting a stick in there to deflect it past Mikko Robichaud was number 41, who is currently sitting in the box as that puck pushed forward on the draw. McClement finds Smith. Smith, stretch pass in the skates of Dawson, who can't touch it. He'll peel back in the neutral zone and reload. Smith on the pressure, down the far side. Nash with the stick up in his hands. That puck off the end boards, cleared right up in front of the crease, and now cleared all the way down. Robichaud, he'll rim it around. Far side, Dawson gets to it first. Inside the blue line, Dawson gets poked off of his stick. Hannah will pressure. Puck cleared. Back just inside the line. Warren takes a hit there from Smith in front of the RNS bench. A little wooing going on there from them. Zep pass picked off and back the other way. Here comes McClement. Has Smith with the McClement. Back shot there on a pass that was intended. Smith got enough on it but didn't get it elevated, and up for the task, Robichaud. So a little reverse pass there and a shot that Smith, I'm sure, would like to have a redo at. No ice, cleared out in front. And now the Riverhawks trying to move it back up through the neutral zone. Over the line, shot in, blockered up and into the mural of all the former Amherst teams, I believe, that played here. Or no, that's the old MHL. That's the original MHL. So Toronto St. Pat's and a few older teams there. There's the Capers up there as well. The Amherst Ramblers, home of the Amherst Ramblers, who have won a few championships. They're hung up in the rafters here just above us. We'll potentially get a chance to show you those in the next stoppage of play here. They've won a few over the years. 2005, 2006, 2002, 2003, 90, 91, what else? 99 and 90. As well as, I think that's all of them. So it's been about 10 years, no, 20 years actually, sorry, since they won a championship. That was back in 2005, 2006, so exactly 20 years ago. They won the Bent Division Championship 2005, and as well the Junior A Provincial Championship 2005-2006. They also won a provincial championship in 2002-2003 as well, and then back into the 90s in 91 and then 89-90 as well. So a little history there for you for the Amherst Ramblers, who played last night against the Truro Bearcats in the MHL, the Junior A League here in the Maritimes. As the second and third place team in the East Link South Division. That's all the teams from Nova Scotia, and then the Summerside Capitals in there as well. So the second and third place teams faced off here last night. Sure, it was a pretty good game. I didn't get to attend. I was back at the hotel watching some hockey. Now both arms go up. We'll see call here. Looks like Ogden's is going to go to the box. Don't know what the official call is. We'll wait to see. The referees are trying to figure out the number. Trying to figure out 71's going to go, so Ogden. Two for charging. Interesting call. Face off, one back here. Riverhawks control. They're on the power play. Puck worked, here's a chance. Shot off the post, off the outside there by McMullen. Outside of the post, McMullen hits the iron. That's cleared off the leg. And the clearing attempt of Liam Nash, and kind of shakes it off a little bit, I guess you could say. McMullen, cross ice pass. Nice little feed in over the line. Here's Henricks losing his feet, and that's cleared down all the way by Jager Han. Del Santina leaves it for Peltier. Peltier drops off. McMullen up the wall. Nice pick up there. Across the blue line. He's got to wait for his team to get back on side. A great pickup by McMullen, who spinning with the puck, settles things down. Henricks works it back. Up over McClement. Across the line, worked in over, across the ringette line, and sent right back all the way. Good job here so far by the Highlanders on the kill. Peltier picks it up. Gets it poked away momentarily, sticks with it though. Peltier now turns it over. Back the other way, here comes Hanna. Hanna, shot short side, goes wide. Into the end boards, and that'll be a call there. As a tripping call is coming up here. Heading to the box for the Highlanders is going to be Casper Kostala. So a 5-on-3 here, opportunity for 39 seconds. Kostala takes the trip 200 feet from his net, trying to get the puck on the in behind the net, and I'll have to kill off about 40 seconds of 5-on-3 time here. River Cats up on two-man advantage. Smith works it back to the point. Romainen back for Smith. Drop pass, Romainen. Here's Smith, high point, walks it in, dishes it down low. Dawson shot. I think that was in. I'm pretty sure, but the ref says no, off the crossbar. Another chance, Dawson off the pad and out. As I'm pretty sure that might have went right off that inner part of the crossbar, up short or the far side and quickly out of the net. Smith now in the neutral zone. He'll dish it. Dawson, who I thought had scored a goal, they'll do it for the 5-on-3 now, 5-on-4 into the play. Here's Smith, kind of cut to the middle to himself as he kind of backhand chipped it there. Smith gets in on the forecheck, gets it back to Gorman at the point, who had an assist on the first goal of the game. Smith gets it poked away from him. Great feed there. Han read it perfectly. Dawson in there to help out. Dawson trying to get it back to the point, and it's cleared down all the way off the clear was Ogden out of the box, who had to go out and place him forward. Hanna will retreat. He'll take the right up the ice. Here's Romaine, and shot there right into the chest for a whistle, and holding on, Mikko Robichaud. .12:40 remaining here in the second period. Too many players on, so it's going to be Marcus Wolf heading back to the bench. 38 seconds remaining here on the power play for the Riverhawks. They'll cycle down low. Work back to the point. Here's Lewis. He'll walk in, dish it. McFadden, shot, blocked in front. Rebound shuffled over top of the net. Another rebound off the short side. Shutting the door there was Robichaud as he hugged the short side post. Lewis drops it. Dunlap up through the neutral zone over the Ramburs logo, and that's going to be offside. Dunlap made a move at the blue line, and not being able to hold himself up in time was Brody McFadden. Face off, battled for, one back. Dunlap finds Lewis, gets center, dumps it in. Robichaud plays it around the boards. Dunlap reads it, walks in, shot. Another shot as McFadden off the end wall. Cadiz works back to the point. Lewis backhands it in, but not hard enough, and it's worked back here through the neutral zone and dumping it in. And Warren, it goes into his own bench and stops play here with 11:49 remaining. 4-0 still leading here is the Riverhawks. 5 fresh sets of legs out there for them. Face off just outside of their zone. Battled for here, worked back. As the opportunity taken away, Warren worked back into the zone, will chip it in, and Pelche reverses. Nice little play there for the centerman Cole, who lost the handle on the puck. Turnover out of the box. Colissa shot there off the pad and into the corner. Pelche steers it up. Stepping in, Nash holds the line momentarily as that'll be worked back into the neutral zone. And over the blue line, Robertson trying to feed it through and can't get around the defenseman though. And the Highlanders center, taking the bump there was Han. Turning it over though, Pelche down the far side wall, stopping up, avoiding the check. Finds Cole, sidestepping a check, spinning into the corner. Cole centers, Robertson out front, shot, scores! Robertson snaps it home and makes it 5-0. .10:53 to go, and the Kings Edgehill Highlanders only have 9 shots on goal to the 23 from RNS. Pelche picking up the apple on that goal, and that's the 5th for the Riverhawks as they work it back in. And now here the Highlanders come, trying to work something back the other way. Turgeon shot there, blocked in front. Over to the far side, cleared back into the neutral zone. McAvoy turns it over, shot there, Romainen. In there on the forecheck, the defender who blocked it in one end, got back up in the rush. Dawson covering for him, chips it back. Here's Moore into his own zone. Moore's spinning it up. Wall, Romainen finding the trailer. Now it's going to go back. Gorman fans on it, turns it over now. Here's a chance for the Highlanders to get on the board. Backdoor, and a big save. What a save by the goaltender, Cesar Della Santina. And that puck shot on, another save by Della Santina. Della Santina, desperation pad save, keeping the puck out of the net. Here in the Highlanders, still looking for their first goal. Offside here, Dawson in his own zone will have time to get his feet moving up ice. Dawson now over top of the blue line, right up the middle through the Amherst logo, up through center, trying to toe drag and losing the puck. Now up into their zone is Dunlap will retrieve it. Dunlap right off the bench. Caddis poked off of his stick, and over skating that was McMullen. Chipped around him, Hanna around Lewis. Hanna into the corner. Here's a chance out front, pad save once again, Della Santina. Puck in the feet, Lewis trying to find it, back to the point. Shot up off the stick and into the mesh for a stoppage of play. Dylan Pelche will pick up the assist on the most recent goal, coming off the stick of Nolan Robinson. 5-0 the lead here. Robertson with a couple opportunities, but finally finds the back of the net as the Riverhawks extend their lead to 5. As they get back in on the forecheck, Smith, far side, cycling it back down, trying to find the intended target, that's Caddis. Smith, back to the point. Lewis walks, shot, blocked on the way through. Chip back, here's a chance the other way, Hanna. Too far out of his reach, he gets to it now, trying to cut to the middle. Dunlap runs into him and runs him over, and he'll head off to the bench. Dunlap kicking it up. Caddis kicking it back to him. Dunlap stopping up, centering. Here's a chance, Smith off the iron, and back the other way. Kolisa leaves it there, coming across the line. Backhand pass, trying to find the man in front. That was Liam Boone trying to center it, but it was taken away. Here's Boone trying to let a shot go. Loses handle of it. Smith chipping to himself. Smith's going to create a foot race. Smith has a step. Shot there and can't get it away. Great defensive effort on the back check by the Highlanders there. As two men getting back was Kolisa and Han to disrupt that chance. Here's Smith spinning away. Smith centers off the skate. Robertson looking for it in front, who just scored on Mikko Robichaud, was looking for another one. Here, 7:44 remaining. No TV timeout here. We'll just keep on playing. 5-0 the lead here for the Riverhawks in Amherst. McFadden offensive zone draw, wins it back for McClement. McClement's shot patted away by Robichaud. Robertson in the corner, dishing it down low, waiting, trying to center it up top here for McClement. That was Henricks who turned it over. Kolisa in through his skates, can't get a control of it, and now on the far wall. Kolisa will collect now, turns it over, back the other way. McFadden around one. McFadden centers back in front. Robertson had it bounce over his stick. And out here come the Highlanders. Taking a big hit there. Doyle, as he, from his backside, chips it in past McClement. Cross ice pass, deflected down, dished out wide. Here's McFadden trying to find the stick there. Henricks drove the net. He'll get it down low. Henricks for Robertson, has a man in front. Out front shot, big save there by Robichaud. Man down in the corner. Ogden finished the check, and the man in the corner, he's slow to get up. Now he heads to the bench. It looks like Henricks bending over, Up to the point, Dawson almost had it picked off by Betts. Shot on, rebound, cleared up into the slot once again. Dawson can't find it, is now back the other way. Here's a chance, Betts, shot, scores! Betts, 1-on-2, elects to shoot, and he opens the scoring as the Highlanders get on the board here in the second period, 6:29 remaining. In the second frame, and the first goal for the Highlanders is going to come off the stick of number 24, Grady Betts, and he'll make it 5-1. 6.5-ish minutes remaining here. Second period of action. Highlanders have now finally found a way to solve what it seemed to be the unstoppable Cesar Della Santina. That puck centered. Here's another chance right off the next draw. The other way, all the way down, right on net of Robichaud. He'll leave it there. A reverse play. Wolf trying to chip it up past Moores, who sends it back down to the corner for Dawson, who gets pinched off, but finds a chance out front. Great defensive play there by Nash, coming back and picking the pocket of the man in front. As Gorman centers, picked off. Here's a chance, shot. Big save there, sprawling to make the save, Della Santina. That puck down low, Betts centers in front. Romanen off the skate of the official. Betts down low, Romanen picks it up. Controls, takes his time, high flip into the neutral zone. Dawson, glove to stick, settles it down, shot on, blocker to save, and into the corner by Robichaud. Moores off the bench and into the action, has it spinning away from one. Moores out front, Romanen in from the point, shot off the end of the net. Into the end wall, back here for Dunlap. Over on the far side. That's spun back down. Here's a chance. Toe drag. Can't get it around of Wolf as Dawson on the attempted toe drag. Turgeon in there battling. That's up for Nash now. Nash, chip, up ahead. Here's Betts, has a step out to play it. Del Santina up to the point. Nash shot, that's blocked. As Del Santina gets back into his pipes now. Drop in behind. Dunlap pressured. Feet starting to get going here for the Highlanders. Is that pressure coming from Liam Boone now? Boone will retreat, BF3. Hanna in on a forecheck back here. Han just over center, dumps it back in over the blue line. Dunlap, got to be careful. He was the last man back. Had it bobble off his stick, but he got to it, worked it up. Robichaud bobbled it and held on to now. For a whistle, Mikko Robichaud starting the game here. Tough start for him, but sticking with it here. He's seen 29 shots here so far. Still 4.5 minutes here remaining in the second period. Face off. One back, walked in here. Dunlap shot up and into the mesh off the stick of the defenseman and out of play. Face-off will stay inside. Will dig in here, has Spurl out with him on the one wing. And over on the other side is Cole. Puck one back, Dunlap trying to get it back down low. Good job by Spurl covering for him. He keeps it in. Tipped on glove save. Cole was right there. Cole got a stick on it, but up for the task on the tip was Robichaud. Is offensive zone draw once again. Hanna wins it back this time. McAvoy rimming it far side. In back for him. McAvoy trying to get it, rimming it back up the wall. Kalissa trying to get it up. He'll kick it up the wall. Kalissa centers into the middle. Dunlap spinning away, and he'll chip it right back in McAvoy, and that's going to be an icing call as he didn't get center. It took a hit for his efforts, but couldn't get center, and the fresh 5 legs out now for the Riverhawks. As the Highlanders not able to change here. 3:50 remaining on the clock here. Glove fell over the bench, and now McClement shot, blocked. I think that might have went off of Smith in front. Couldn't see. As that puck now just inside the blue line. Pelche waits just enough, just long enough. Keep it onside. Pelche fanned on a pass, ended up working out as Henricks picks it up, finds Smith. Smith's shot, glove save, held on to by Robichaud cleanly. No bobbling there. .330 remaining. Shots 31-14 in favor of the Riverhawks here. So they've doubled up on shots here this afternoon. Smith, offensive zone draw, wins it back. Here's Clements. McClements down the wall. McClement centers out front into the slot, and the Kings have been pretty good at making sure those passes from down and below into the slot area get taken away. Ogden stands up Robertson. Ogden now trying to take out Smith, who sneaks down the wall. Robertson and Ogden battling for the puck in the corner. Smith in there to help out. Beffis in there as it's worked up. Here's Doyle through the neutral zone. Has one with him. Doyle sidesteps a check, centers, and doesn't connect. Here's Smith. Smith has a step, has a man with him. Backhand pass, and doesn't connect with McClement, who had jumped up into play. Now back to his point. Now here's a chance. McMullen off the bench, shot eye wide. Past the glove hand side. Pelche all the way down from his point in there, trying to wrap around, as now Robichaud holds on. Pelche gets out of there, and now with 2:33 remaining, so just about a minute of play gone by in between the whistles, and another face-off here, glove hand side of Robichaud. As Pitbull and Christina Aguilera over the PA. McFadden, offensive zone draw. Won it back. Here's Dawson, walks in, shot high off the blocker and off the glass. Now, stretch pass, Nash couldn't collect it. Del Santina fanned on the first one, but end up backhanding it on the second attempt over for Dawson, who chips into the neutral zone. Heads up into the bench of the Riverhawks, and faceoff's going to stay inside. McFadden, offensive zone draw. Linesman stands up because, again, now he'll drop it. Shot on, Robichaud holds on, whistled down. 2:06 remaining. Second period of action. Live on High Button Sports. Thank you for tuning in from wherever you may be here today. As I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, there's friends tuning in all the way from Florida. A couple in Alberta maybe. Is that shot on? Rebound kicked away. Good job again there by Robichaud as Turgeon. So on the bench is Keaton Party. He's on the bench this game. He wears number 74, so have to update the roster maybe on the online as whistle blown. Net off its bearings maybe. Yes, is the official fixes that as the net had popped off its bearings down in the Kings Edgehill net, or sorry, in the RNS net. Del Santina allowing one goal here so far on 15 shots. He's come up with a couple big saves as well. The RNS squad has a 5-1 lead here inside 2 minutes remaining. Steered away, Del Santina. There's a shot, he challenged it way up high, way out of the blue paint. Another save, and net off its bearings again. Del Santina with a big save way out past the blue paint. Sprawling back into his net and making another one with the pad. Della Santina, big frame, takes up a big part of the net, and imagine how much he would take out when he's up past the blue line on outside his crease. Probably there's nothing to shoot out. You got to make a move around him. Riverhawks control it off the draw. Worked up the wall, into the blue line, sent in. Spurl will give chase. Hand up the far side. He'll find Colissa trying to chip it out. He'll turn it over though, far wall. Moore's in there on the forecheck. Last minute to play here in the second period. 5-1 lead for the RNS Riverhawks as Lewis plays it around and stands up the man in front. The AP getting the nod here tonight and having himself a game here this afternoon. Through the neutral zone. Colissa in on the back check, chipping it around, drops the shoulder, chips it into the zone. Spurl there to cover for Dunlap, who had stepped up. Dunlap trying to chip it out, held in, off the bench. Nash waits till the man gets onto the bench. He'll now play it down low. Smart play there by Nash, waiting till the man got into the bench and playing it after he was clear to do so. Making sure he didn't take a penalty here. 15 seconds remaining in the second period. Nice little move around one. Working it up into the neutral zone. Chip play. That could have been a nice little play. Warren tried to center. Pelche up the boards. Kick back down low. Here's a shot blockered away. 2 seconds remaining. And that'll do it here for the second period of action. So after 2 periods of play, the Rothesay Netherwoods Riverhawks lead 5-1. We'll be back live on High Button Sports for third period of action here in about 15 minutes or so. Thanks for tuning in here. We'll see you shortly. And welcome back here for our third period of action between the Riverhawks and the Highlanders. Is 5-1 lead here for the Riverhawks coming into the third period. Puck sent in. Peltier's shot goes off the skate of Caddis, who kind of shaking that one off and found its way to Robichaud, who holds on for a whistle. 19 seconds into the period. Face off, glove hand side of Robichaud. Battled for into the feet of Crows. Cadiz, sorry. Puck chipped back into the neutral zone now. Collected. Wolf trying to chip it in. Highlanders trying to get chase and get something going here offensively. They trail by 4. Battled for, centered. Nash was waiting for it. Puck still there. Della Santina out to hop on that puck and stop play. Face off to his blocker side upcoming. Betts here on the offensive zone draw. Worked out here by the Riverhawks through the neutral zone. Down the wall, shot there off the shoulder, up over to the short side. Spurl chipping it, not deep enough, and worked back here through the neutral zone. The Highlanders look to get things moving up ice. That puck centered, picked off, and the Riverhawks back the other way. Dunlap chipping it in. He'll get taken and eliminated out of the play. Dunlap started the play off, got hit into the boards, and that'll stop up play. Face-off will stay inside the zone. Smith will dig in here on his forehand. He'll win it back through his legs. He's sent back down by Romainen. Down low. To the far side, Doyle trying to get it, takes a hit there, and a big check by McFadden. Over, here's a chance, Nash shot in right to the shin pad. Romaine and now works back here the other way. That puck cross ice, Dawson hand pass will stop play here with 13 remaining on the clock here in the third period of regulation. Face-off will come outside of the zone now because of the hand pass. Dawson pushed it forward with his hand, so face-off outside of the zone. D-to-D, shot in there. Romainen will stay. Big hit there on the far side. Ogden ran into Smith. Now Ogden got to get in the pile. 3-on-2, trying to work it out. Smith is going to wait up high here. Jack Ogden comes out with the puck. He'll spin, trying to get away from McFadden. Can't do so. Now back, here's Romainen. D-to-D. Gorman shot high, and Robichaud gloves it down and holds on for a whistle with 14:45 remaining here in the third period. Faceoff's going to be the blocker side of Robichaud. Snap back to the point. McClement spinning away from one. Off the boards. A little bit too hot to handle there for Spurl, and the Highlanders work it up. Wolf kicks it wide. Nash trying to cut to the middle. Almost had it, but knocked off of his stick. And now the Riverhawks through the neutral zone. Peltier chips it in, takes a big hit and a dangerous one. His chin goes off the dasher. He's slow to get up. Peltier to one knee, now to his feet. That was a big hit. Scary one, too. He's making his way off here now. He's very slow. You see him at the bottom of your screen there. Hopefully he's okay. He's bent over. We'll see if he stays on the bench or maybe heads down the tunnel. As he'll head down the tunnel, hopefully he's okay. Get him checked up on there. Maybe in the room, but for now, Heading down into the tunnel will be the defenseman Dylan Peltier, who has an assist here. He headed down to the room. D-coach Nick Ewell gonna have to adjust his D pairings up back there. Nick played for the Max and in Amherst here with the junior A team for a couple seasons. So familiar to this rink for sure, definitely familiar with this rink. And he also played with Elliott when at King's Edgehill, or sorry, not King's Edgehill, at RNS. So a little bit of a connection there between them, and kind of all three of us kind of all knew each other at some point. I played with Nick in midget, and then at RNS, Elliott played with him. So we picked up Romainen shot there, blockered away. Henricks down low. Worked up into the feet. Doyle centers in behind the intended target, but it'll work its way down, pressuring Gorman. Gorman pressured by Hannah, chipping it up the wall. Henricks couldn't connect and collect. Now it's Han back for Turgeon, off the stick of Caddis into his feet. He'll try to chip it up here for Robertson on the far side wall. Robertson in there. Caddis gets his stick now as Hannah chips it up and creates another foot race. Takes away the ice, and Romainen and Kat and Hannah go down. Romainen holding his head. He'll get up to his feet now. Seems to be okay. He's going to try to get back in the play. Had a big hit there. Actually, I don't think he actually got him. Robertson tried to sidestep him and falling over on the spin and heads up. That's a big hit there. Dunlap on the hip check. Ogden giving him a shot. It's the physicality starting to pick up here now in the third and final period. As that'll be Lewis dishing it wide. Another centering pass, Dunlap. McFadden in on Robichaud, and that'll be held on to for a whistle. What a hip check that was by Dunlap. You don't see that often too much, and Dunlap there with a good old-fashioned hipper. Sent the man upended into the boards. That was Jack Ogden, who no stranger to the physical side of the play as well. Battle here off the draw. Bouncing puck. Worked out here. Betts has the lone goal for the Highlanders. Works it up over the line. Betts down in low. Battle with Lewis. Lewis, the call up here. Laying on top of the man in the corner is Lewis battling a little bit there with Doyle. Puck pinned against the boards. Dunlap pinch up as the sticks get going here, and it looks like both of them are going to go. Dunlap and Betts mix it up a little bit. We'll wait to see the call. Looks like both of them are going to go. Doyle. So Betts and Dunlap are going to sit for 2 each after they exchange some stick wax and pushes in the corner. Slashing going one way and slashing going the other way. So face-off will probably stay inside because it's coincidental. So wherever the puck was will stay. Nash, offensive zone draw. Still 5-on-5 here. 14:37 remaining on the clock. Puck dropped here and worked up to the wall into the feet. Kolissa loses it. Puck shot into the far side by Boone, where McClements gets to it. Kolissa fixing his elbow pads, and that shot from center scores! Barred out from center ice. I don't know if I caught it. That shot was a dump in attempt right on net, and it finds its way to the back of the net. Christopher Tanguay as Turgeon buries it home from center ice. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm going to see if it was offside. I'll have to wait and see. I'm going to try to pull it up here on my phone while the refs discuss. I don't know if that was offside or not. But Turgeon shot from center ice. Beat the goaltender, and he waves it off now. So they wave off the goal We'll wait to see if it was offside. I'm going to check right here, right now, and I will confirm it for you. Yes or no, if it was offside or not. That puck was chipped up. Wait for it. The shot. When the shot was taken, the man was just about to get onside. As the shot, so let's see. The shot here, we'll try to slow it down here for me. Take the time, we'll slow it down to 0.5. That shot, so the shot got shot in. As the shot let go, the man was clearing the zone. So the puck was at center, shot, as the puck got shot in. So when the puck actually crossed the line, the man had been onside. So the official rule, we'd have to check it. So as the puck entered the goal line, the man was technically onside. But is it when the puck is shot in? Because that one goes off the iron. Or is it when the puck enters the goal line? That would be the question. Now, obviously no video replay too close to judge, so I went and took a look. I guess it would be up to the official to decide. So the official rule, I'd have to search that up to see if it's from the point of release of the shot crossing the blue line, or if it's from the point of the shot crossing the goal line if they are offside. I know if they're offside, and they're still offside when the shot's taken and it goes in, no. But what if the shot is taken as he's crossing over the line? Still not yet, but he crosses over, and the shot flutters its way down and finds its way to the back of the net, but he's tagged up now, good onside. So a little bit of a really close one. That would have to go down to the rule book there. But so it'll remain 5-1. That goal not counting. Still a player in the box for each squad, remaining 5-on-5. Cat is shot. So coincidentals. Hannah centers, bouncing puck. Here's a chance trying to get free was Bethis. In the corner, down low, centering's off the skate. Trying to get his stick back into his hands. Here comes the captain out of the corner, protecting the puck. Bethis trying to work it out. Now he gets it back to the point. Left there, shot tipped wide. Off the stick. That's Han in the corner. Spins, take a check. Gorman works up the wall, touch to the middle, heads up. Henrik sidesteps a check there. Hannah off his skate, back the other way. Here's a chance over the line and an offside call as Gorman was trying to split through everyone, and stoppage of play, face off to the far side, 12:50, 3 remaining. Here in the third and final period of regulation. Face off, far side, McFadden will dig in as he'll face off against Nash. One back, sent right in. Robichaud stops it up. Wolf behind his own net. He'll stop. Pressured though. Robertson got a stick in there to disrupt the puck and pushed it over into the corner. Pick up down there is McFadden into the corner. Robertson pressuring. Chip back. Just held off on side, and that puck at the blue line. McClement tried to spin one in, and offside will be the call. Face off will do it over in the same spot. Face off, one back, tempted to shoot it in off the body. There's a chance out in front. McFadden tried to center, and it goes all the way back down. Icing call upcoming. There's lots of stoppages of play here in the third period. Haven't really had like a steady 3 or 4 minutes yet, really, of back and forth action to kind of get things moving here. Couple penalties and a couple stoppages of play and pucks out of play and into the bench, and making for a choppy third here, time-wise, I guess you could say. Physicality starting to pick up, though, in the third period. Doyle pressuring the puck on the half wall. He'll get into it a little bit with Dawson. Doyle and Dawson battling, puck in their feet. Ogden with Robertson in there. Doyle and Dawson battling. McFadden in there, held at the line by Dunlap. Toe drag. Dawson takes a hit as he let the shot go. There's a big hit there by Nash, finishing a check. Dawson finishing his check on Ogden, who clears it up to center. Lewis stepped up and worked it back here. Dunlap for Lewis. Sidesteps, sauces it. Back for Dunlap. Stretch pass. Picked off by Doyle at center. Work back in their own zone. Ogden centers for Doyle, doesn't connect. Right on the stick of Dunlap, who makes a move. Gets pressured though. Kolissa in there on the forecheck, trying to turn that puck over. As he waits up now, he'll get his feet moving back up through the middle of the ice. Over to the far side and chipped in there by McFadden. Right on net, Robichaud will play it. Man who thought he had a goal there, that was Christopher Turgeon, who thought he scored from center ice, but the offside taking it away. Puck worked up the wall here. Trying to get it down low for Kolissa. Back to the point. McAvoy's shot set wide. Now here's a one-timer. Fanned on. Another chance in front. Backhand attempt, and that's set wide. As that chance came for Green Lewis. Is that puck now back the other way. Spurl has a man going to the net. Drop pass to the high slot. Smith shot set wide. Into the corner. Smith leaves it there. Spurl trying to work it out. Picked up and back the other way. Beffis through the neutral zone. McClement stepped up. Beffis, Green Lewis shot from a sharp angle pad save. Della Santina up for the task as Beffis works it for hand up the far side and sent in on net. Played there. McClement keeps it moving around. Here for Spurl. Up the wall under his stick as Hand. Cross ice pass. I don't know who that was over there for, as that puck goes all the way down. Icing call against the Highlanders. 9:54 remaining here in the third period. And this should be the TV timeout. But I don't think they're going to do it. So no time for me to catch my breath, and we'll play on here. Henricks give a little bit of a head there, a little head butt, a little head nudge, I guess, not a head butt, I guess, to the centerman. Betts, here's a chance in front. Sent wide into the corner, trying to center. That'll be picked up and wheeled. Jack Ogden heads up. He almost got caught with his head down, cutting through the middle of the ice. Hand up the ice. Green Lewis can't control. Ogden works it back into his own zone, but Cat is around. Ogden here on the short side corner. Turned over. Here's a chance. Big save for Robichaud. Centers out front. Puck still there. Caddis can't control it. Caddis trying to work it back to the point. Henricks in there to help him find it. Shot there. Blocked by Ogden into the corner. Centers off the skate of Henricks. Back to the point. Just held. An offside call there. Nash trying to touch it up. And a face-off here just outside of the It looks like Warren's going to head over to the dressing room. I think a skate issue maybe going on there. So he'll head off to the dressing room. I think he was trying to fix something with his skate. Maybe he lost a complete edge and seemed like he couldn't even turn. Wiped out when he got on the ice. So that'll take away a forward for the Highlanders as they trail by 4 here. Under 10 minutes remaining in the final period of play. Nash over the blue line. Nash walks in, shot, rebound. Dunlap collects behind his own net, kicking it up to Robertson, who chips around the pinching D-man. Up here, McFadden. Cole's going to have to stop up. McFadden works it in and turns it over as he tried to get a in-tight shot off. Cole centers, and that goes away into the neutral zone. Now the Highlanders trying to get something going here as Nash plays it back, centers. Robertson sending it back in deep. Puck all the way down, no icing. They say Smith could have got a stick on it, so McClement down the far side with speed. McClement over the line, opens his hips up, centers over. Doyle picks it off, and that's centered and doesn't connect. Puck worked back all the way down. Robichaud plays it in behind the net. Dawson for Pelche at the point. McClement cycles it down low. Dawson leaves it for Pelche. Up here at the point. Back down. Off the end wall. Towards the front of the net. Cleared back. Pelche keeps the line. He'll walk. Shot. Trying to hold on to it was McMullen. Far side, McMullen takes a couple hits there. Just inside the blue line as it's worked back into the neutral zone. Pelche chips it high up over to the far side. McMullen pressuring the puck. Up the wall. That puck sent right back here. Held inside by Smith. McMullen into the feet of Smith. Centered. One-timer. Pelche fanned on it. Dawson tried to center for McMullen, but that was taken away, and that puck cleared all the way down. Smith up ahead. Dawson through the neutral zone. Dawson trying to spin. He gets away from the forechecks. Dawson, nice little move around one. Dawson feeds Smith in front. Shot there, sent wide. Puck battle in the corner. Turgeon, who had thought he scored from center ice, got it taken away for an offside. Trying to battle it up. Moore's in there on the forecheck. Creating havoc. I'll go up the same side. Betts takes a bump, gets it pinned against the wall right in front of his bench. Turgeon heard footsteps, leaves the puck. Spurl right off the bench and a shot off the blocker. Save. Spurl, one-man wrecking train out there. Running over the man now. As Gorman falls, he's a chance. Betts trying to go back, and a nice save there by Romanin. Romanin diving back with the hand and keeping it away from the backdrop pass there. As that puck now up to center. Held by Wolf here at center. Couple cross checks. Henricks and Wolf. As that puck now over to the far side. Chipped in. Green Lewis gets it in, but takes a bump and taken out of the play. Here's a pass, stretched pass intended. Turgeon dishing it wide up over the blue line. Green Lewis cuts up, little fake stop up. He'll keep it moving down below the goal line. Green Lewis, nice little open up there to sidestep a check. Back for Boone, shot there, set high. Wolf, far side, cycling. Green Lewis in behind the net. Van Green Lewis spinning away from a check. He'll find Wolf over to the far side, who works it back to the point. Turgeon cycling it back down for Green Lewis. Gorman there, though. He'll intercept it and try to spin it back. Spurl gets it. Soft chip. Romain and centers. Good job there to keep it going. Nash, high cross check there, is going to draw a call. And I don't really know what he was thinking there. Henricks with a high cross check. It's going to go 2 for head contact. So with 4:50 remaining here in the period, head contact will be charged and a power play upcoming for the Highlanders. So Nash drawing the call. We'll see if he stays for the draw. Hannah out there. McAvoy. Betts will be the man for the draw. Betts. Helmet to helmet there. The centerman, one back, sent around by Kolissa to the short side. Betts cycles. Some pressure here for RNS to start the power play. McFadden pressuring Kolissa, trying to work it down low as Caddis chipping in around the man. That's McAvoy at the far point. McAvoy in behind his own net, stops up, set things down. He'll leave the puck there and picked up here with some speed. Here's Betts. He'll cut up through the neutral zone over center and then over the blue line where he'll turn the puck over, and it's sent back here. McAvoy. Kolissa for McAvoy, chipping it up ahead where Lewis steps up and sends it back down. The call up, Lewis playing so far so good to, I think, any coach's standard. Dax Lewis coming in, playing a little power play time, little PK time, doing a little bit of everything, and he's done a great job here today, wearing number 22 on the back end for the Riverhawks, as Wolf taking his time. Inside a minute remaining here in the power play. It's about 50 seconds now as Nash bouncing over his stick, trying to work it in, trying to sidestep a hit at the same time, and that's sent back down into the Kings Edgehill zone where the Highlanders look to break things out. Nash picking up some speed in his own zone. He'll get moving north. Nash over the blue line. He'll kick it wide, poke it down low. McClement spinning away from a check. Doyle with one hand pushes him over. And now a glove of, I don't know whose glove that was. That shot blocked in front by McClement, who literally was trying to be a goaltender. He had his one hand on his stick flipped over. I think that was his glove, as he has Nash in a headlock, and Doyle barrels a man over, and Pelche's going to get in there and talk to Doyle about it, and that'll draw a little bit of a crowd. I believe a cross-checking call coming up here to Doyle with 5 seconds remaining on the Riverhawk penalty. The Highlanders are going to have to kill off about 1 minute and 55 seconds of Riverhawk power play after this abbreviated 4-on-4 here for 5 seconds. As we talked about the rookie call-up, the AP, Dax Lewis, he steps over here knowing he'll get about 1 minute and 55 seconds power play time. He'll push down the wall actually by the Canadian Tire sign over by the NSCC sign, as that'll be one back here for Dunlap. At the point, Dunlap, risky move at the blue line. He'll walk it in, dish it wide. Smith down the wall. Smith in behind the net. 5-on-4 now for about 1 minute and 50 by the time the man made it out. Dunlap sliding across. Smith shot, and a save there by Robichaud off his shoulder. Down low, back here for Smith, who had it bounce on him and out into the neutral zone. Smith drops it. Lewis makes his time up through the neutral zone, taking his ice that's given to him. Smith drops inside the blue line. That'll be worked over to the far side where Brody Dawson works it in front for McMullen, who tried to bat it out of the air on the cross crease sauce pass that was about a foot and a half high. As it's down far side, Dawson working it back here for Smith the point. Smith back down for Dawson in the corner. Dawson stops up, has McMullen in the honey pod, as I was told in Pee Wee. As it's back here for Dunlop, walking it in, centers into the bumper area. Lewis kicking it wide. Smith, shot, blocker save, rebound, cleared back and out into the neutral zone, as reaching out for it but not being able to hold it in was Lewis. Dax Lewis getting the call up here as Smith gets knocked off the puck and into the corner. That puck centered across the blue line and out as Dawson couldn't keep it in. 25 seconds here remaining on the power play for the Riverhawks. Dawson trying to push pace back up ice, but Betts takes it away from him and chips it back ahead. The Captain Beefus down low, trying to work it out. One-timer shot there, blocked by Smith. Back the other way, good job there. Get back, Beefus gets it all the way, and he'll spin it back into the zone. Pelche in the corner, working it, stretch pass. Spurl inside a minute now here remaining in the final period of regulation. Chip pass, the man, that'll go all the way down. Della Santina out to play it. Oh, the whistle went. And the linesman realized it pretty quickly that he had made a mistake. So with 45 seconds remaining here in the final period of regulation, 5-1 the lead here. Shots 46-23 in favor of the Riverhawks here as they lead by 4. Spurl making a move to the outside. Spurl shot there off the stick and off the glass to the far side. Moores, 4 checks, turns the puck over. Gorman sends it back into the corner. Hand spinning it over to the other side. Moore finishing his check on Green. Lewis, who doesn't like that. And they'll battle over on the far side. That puck down low. Spurl spinning away from a check from Hand. Trying to work it up the wall here with 10 seconds remaining in regulation. Puck at center. Over the line, Green Lewis shot blocked. Another shot blocked by Gorman into the corner. Romanen and Green Lewis. And Romanen giving him a couple extra shots, and they'll go down and battle it out here well after the buzzer. I think maybe their helmets are caught together, and they are. As now they get them separated. But that will do it here for 3 periods of play. The Rothesay Netherwood Riverhawks coming out victorious by a score of 5-1. Thank you for tuning in here on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. That's it for this weekend here inside the Amherst Stadium. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you, I'm sure, live next weekend. But that's it for me. Have a good one, folks. We'll see you later.